Okay, problem number 26. A Philippine airline plane requires 7 hours and 10 minutes to complete a round trip of 1,785 miles each way. The airplane has a 70 miles per hour headwind going and a 60 miles per hour tailwind on the return trip. Assume the turnaround time is 0. Okay, determine the plane's velocity in still air. Okay, i-consider natin yung first situation. Ito yung papunta. Okay, meron tayong distance dito. Okay, common distance naman, yung papunta tsaka pabalik equal lang. Let's say S is equal to 1,785 miles. Okay, so yung time papunta is sabihin na lang natin time number 1. So let's say pakanan, the velocity of the plane. Okay, according to the problem, yung sinabi niya dito is headwind. Kapag sinabing headwind, kasalubong niya. So let's say this is the velocity of the velocity of the wind equal to 70 miles per hour. Okay? So anong equivalent ng relative velocity kapag magkasalubong? Ay, kapag magkasalubong, the equivalent of the relative velocity v sub r is the velocity of the plane minus the velocity of the wind. And anong equivalent ba ng velocity? Basically, that is distance over time. So let's say, time number 1. Okay, anong magiging equivalent nitong time number 1? Time number 1 is equal to S, the distance, that is 1,785 miles, divided by the velocity of the plane, minus the velocity of the wind. Given yung velocity of the wind, headwind, which means kasalubong, that is equal to 70 miles per hour. So, ito yung equation ng time number 1 natin. Yung second situation niya, that is yung first situation. Yung second situation is yung return trip. So, the same distance, obviously, that distance is the same as 1,785 miles. So, i-assume na natin na yung direction ng plane is pakaliwa. This is B sub P. And sinabi naman niya sa problem, tailwind. Kapag tailwind, that is, ibig sabihin nun is the same direction sila nung direction ng plane, which is equal to yung velocity niya is 60 miles per hour. Okay, anong equivalent ng relative velocity? Anong equivalent ng relative velocity kapag the same direction? The equivalent of the relative velocity kapag the same direction is B sub P, summation naman this time. B sub P plus B sub W. And velocity is basically equal to distance over time. Sabihin natin, yung time travel is time number 2. So, anong magiging equivalent ng time number 2? That is S, 1,785. This is, divided by yung B sub P plus yung velocity ng wind kapag tailwind daw siya is 60. Okay, the 60 miles per hour. Okay, kung babalikan natin yung sinabi niyo sa problem, meron daw tayong round trip time dito na 7 hours and 10 minutes. Ibig sabihin, kung gagawa natin siya ng, kung i-consider natin yung total time, yung time papunta, time number 1, plus yung time na pabalik is equal to 7 hours, plus 10 minutes. Okay, mag-substitute tayo. Anong equivalent ng time number 1? Ito yon. Time number 1 is equal to 1,000. That is equal to 1,785 divided by the velocity of the plane minus yung headwind, that is 70 miles per hour. Okay, plus, ano equivalent ng time number 2? Ito naman yun. Okay, time number 2 is equal to, that is 1,785 divided by, same direction with the wind, summation tayo. Pero iba lang yung velocity. That is B sub P plus 60. Is equal to 7 hours plus, i-convert ko lang yung 10 minutes to hour. So this is 10 minutes, okay, multiplied by 1 hour. That is 1 hour is to 60 minutes. Yan, para consistent lang yung unit natin in terms of hours. Okay? So, kunin natin yung the velocity of the plane. that is 1785. This is divided by, sabihin na lang natin, alpha x. Okay, this is minus 70. And then plus, time number 2 is 1785. This is divided by, okay, the velocity of the plane plus 60 is equal to, that is 7 hours plus, convert lang natin yung 10 minutes to hour, that is 10 divided by 60. Okay, pwede tayong mag-shift solve dito. Okay, before pressing equals, pwede tayong mag-assume ng value na malapit sa choices para mas mabilis yung iteration. Sabihin ko na lang, 400. Then, press equals. Yung lumabas dito is 511.481. 511.481 miles per hour. Okay, check natin sa choices kung meron ito. Okay, so we have, that is letter A, that is 511.48 miles per hour. Lumabas na ito one time sa board exam. Problem number 27. What is the maximum speed at which a car can round a curve of 24 meters radius of a level road if the coefficient of friction between the tires and the road is equal to 0.30? So, for example, ito yung figure natin. Okay, yung top view. Okay, meron tayong arc. Okay, arc na kurba na daan. So, yung radius nung the radius of curvature is 24 meters. So, hinahanap daw natin yung maximum velocity na to. Let's say B. Okay? So, ano ba yung outward force? Okay, kapag dumadaan ka sa isang circular path, yung tinatawag natin ulit na the centrifugal force. Equivalent ng centrifugal force is the weight divided by the acceleration due to gravity multiplied by supposedly tangential velocity. Ito, tangential velocity squared divided by the radius. Pero ano yung pumipigil doon sa sasakyan kapag level road? Ano yung pumipigil dito sa sasakyan para hindi siya mag-slip outside or para hindi siya tumilapon? Yung pumipigil dito is yung frictional force between the tires and the road. Para mag-compute ng frictional force, ito yung coefficient of friction multiplied by the normal force. I-consider lang natin yung weight ng sasakyan. Kapag ganitong case, yung equivalent ng weight ng sasakyan is basically equal to the normal force. Okay, kapag, syempre as checking, kapag ginawa natin yung summation forces vertical equal to 0, basically, yung normal force ay equal lang sa weight. Okay? Para naman equilibrium siya horizontally, ang gagawin lang naman natin dito is the summation of forces horizontal equal to 0. Dapat yung equivalent ng centrifugal force ay saktong equal lang dun sa frictional force. Okay, mag-substitute tayo. Ano equivalent ng centrifugal force? That is the weight divided by the acceleration due to gravity, the velocity of the car, kaya lang ang ginagamit na term is tangential velocity, divided by the radius, is equal to, paano mag-compute ng frictional force? Mu. Coefficient of friction, normal force. The normal force. Okay, then, substitute natin yung mga values. Hindi given yung weight ng sasakyan. Okay, so, hayaan lang natin na W, divided by the acceleration due to gravity, 9.81. The velocity of the car squared, or yun yung tangential velocity, yung radius of curvature is 24 meters. Equal to, ano yung given na coefficient of friction? Ay, binigay yon as 0.30. Okay, anong equivalent ng normal force kapag level road? That is basically equal to the weight. Kaya, hindi given yung weight, makakancel lang. Okay, i-compute natin yung tangential velocity, or that is the maximum velocity of the car. Okay, computing for that value, that is 0.3 times, or pwede kayong mag-shift solve, 0.3 times 9.81, okay, multiplied by 24. Okay, then kunin natin yung square root. Okay, that is 8.404 8.404 meters per second. Okay, check natin sa choices kung meron tayong value nito for question number 27. 8.404 sa choices, meron tayong 8.4 meters per second. So that's letter B for problem number 27. Okay, yung number 28 naman is about spring. It takes a force of 130 newtons to stretch a spring by 50 centimeters. So find the work done in stretching the spring by 20 centimeters beyond its natural length. So, kailangan natin dito yung spring constant, yung value ng K. The value of K is, tinatawag natin ito na spring constant. Okay, ang spring constant is equal to the force divided by yung kanyang equivalent deformation caused by this force. So based dito sa given, yung value ng force is equal to 130 newtons. Yung equivalent daw na deformation ng spring kapag nag-apply ka ng 130 newtons ay 50 centimeters, or in meter, this is 0.5 meter. Kaya kung kukunin natin yung equivalent spring constant, let's say that is K is equal to the value of P, equivalent deformation delta. That is 130 newtons. This is divided by equivalent delta is 0.5 meter. So the equivalent spring constant, 130 over 0.5 is 260 newtons per meter. That is the spring constant. Paano naman kumuha ng, or paano mag-compute ng work done by a spring? So let's say this is yung work, gamit ulit tayo ng capital U, that's equal to the integral of the spring constant multiplied by equivalent stretch length x dx. So parang kung maglalagay tayo ng limit dito from lower limit x of 1 to x of 2. So integrate lang natin ito yung x dx since k is constant. So ang equivalent work done by a spring U is equal to anong integral ng x? That is k times x squared over 2. So this is the work done by a spring. So sa number 28, yung sabi niya dito is ma-stretch daw siya ng 20 centimeters beyond its natural length. So gagamitin natin yung value ng x is equal to 20 centimeters, or in meter, this is 0.20 meter. Okay, so computing for the work U, that's equal to, okay, ano yung spring constant? That is 260 newtons per meter multiplied by the value of x, that is 0.20 meter. Square natin ito, this is divided by 2. So ang maiiwan na unit kung mag-unit analysis tayo dyan, this is meter, di ba? Magiging square meter ito, so may maiiwan dito na meter. That is, we have 260 multiplied by 0.2 squared. This is divided by 2. And that is supposedly 0.2. Yan. So yung lumabas is equal to 5.2. And this is equal to 5.2. Yung naiwan na unit is Newton meter. Ang equivalent ng Newton meter is the same as the joules. Okay, check natin sa choices kung meron tayong 5.2 Newton meter or 5.2 joules. Okay, meron. That is letter D for problem number 28. 5.2 joules. Okay, problem number 29. Sabi niya dito, a 20-pound block slides down a 30-degree inclined plane with an initial velocity of 2 feet per second. Determine the velocity of the block in 3 seconds if the coefficient of kinetic friction between the block and the plane is 0.25. So let's say ito yung block. Okay, the inclination is equal to 30 degrees. So, i-consider lang natin yung mga forces. Okay? So, una natin i-consider is yung self-weight ng block. And alam natin na ang weight is always vertical. So, let's say this is W. Kahit hindi natin i-consider yan, kahit gawin lang natin siya as W. Okay, magkakaroon siya ng dalawang component. Ito yung W na parallel. So, kapag parallel, this is the same as 30 degrees kung ano man yung inclination ng inclined plane. So, ito ay W sine 30 degrees, yung parallel component. Tapos, yung perpendicular component naman, yung W cosine of 30 degrees. Take note na yung block na to ay gumagalaw pababa. Pwede nating sabihin, nag-a-accelerate siya pababa. Kapag yung motion is downward, yung REF natin will be upward. So, the reverse effective force, yung second law of motion by Newton, ay the mass times acceleration. It always opposes the motion. Tapos, may given din na coefficient of friction, which means, magko-consider tayo dito. Magko-consider tayo dito ng frictional. The frictional force. So, let's say, frictional force. Paano ulit kumuha ng frictional force? That is equal to the coefficient of friction, kinetic friction, times the normal force. Sa case na to, ano equivalent lang ng normal force? Ang equivalent lang ng normal force, yung perpendicular lang sa surface. Equal lang siya sa the W cosine of 30 degrees. Okay? Una nating kunin yung acceleration. Okay, so since kailangan kasi natin yung acceleration. And ilagay ko na rin dito yung coefficient of kinetic friction is given as 0.25. Okay, mechanics. Okay, gawa natin ng summation of forces. The summation of forces equal to 0, assuming yung upward to the right to be positive. Ano ba yung mga upward forces na yun? Unahin ko na lang yung frictional force plus yung reverse effective force, paakyat ngayon dahil yung motion ng object ay pababa. Minus yung force na parallel sa surface na pababa is yung W sine of 30 degrees equal to 0. Okay, mag-substitute tayo. Ano equivalent ng frictional force? Coefficient of kinetic friction times the normal force. Plus, ano equivalent ng REF? Ito yung mass times the acceleration. Minus W sine of 30 degrees equal to 0. Okay, then substitute. We have coefficient of kinetic friction, 0.25. Ano equivalent ng normal force? Yung normal force natin dito is the W cosine of 30 degrees. Okay, plus, hindi given yung mass ng object. Ang given lang is weight, yung 20 pounds. Pero pwede pa rin nating i-generalize lang. Gagamit lang ako ng weight. Okay, paano mag-compute ng mass? The mass is the weight divided by the acceleration due to gravity. So that is the weight divided by acceleration due to gravity, English. Gagamit tayo ng 32.2. Then, multiplied by the acceleration. Okay, ito yung mass times acceleration. In terms of weight nga lang yung ginawa ko. Okay, minus the weight, sine of 30 degrees equal to 0. So, ginawa ko lang variable para hindi na natin input yung 20 kasi makakancel naman yung weight in all terms. Okay, ma-factor out yan and makakancel lang yung weight. So, parang yung simplified equation natin is 0.25 of cosine 30 degrees plus the acceleration divided by 32.2 minus the sine of 30 degrees equal to 0. Okay, so i-compute natin yung acceleration ng block. That is 0.25 cosine of the cosine of 30 degrees, okay, plus yung acceleration, let's say alpha x, this is divided by acceleration due to gravity, English, 32.2, minus the sine of 30 degrees. And it should be equal to 0. Okay, shift solve. So, yung acceleration ng block is 9.128 equal to 9.128. English ito. So, this is feet per second squared. Okay. Hinahanap lang natin yung velocity ng block after 3 seconds. Okay. So, kung i-ano natin yung mga given, meron tayong initial velocity dito na 2 feet per second. And meron tayong time equal to 3 seconds. Hinahanap natin yung b sub 2, na-compute na natin yung acceleration as 9.128 feet per second squared. Okay, ano yung pinaka-convenient na equation para dito? Okay, balikan lang natin yung 3 equations natin. Ito yung the b sub 2 squared equal to b sub 1 squared plus the 2as. The b sub 2 is equal to b sub 1 plus at. Tapos, s is equal to b1t plus the 1/2 acceleration times the time squared. Okay, based sa given, naghahanap tayo ng final velocity. So, alin sa tatlo yung gagamitin? Ang gagamitin dito is yung second. Okay, the b sub 2 since naghahanap tayo ng final velocity. So, we have the final velocity, b sub 2 is equal to b sub 1 plus acceleration times the time. B sub 2, initial velocity is 2. Yung na-compute natin na acceleration is 9.1 at 28. Yung given na time is 3 seconds. So, final velocity after 3 seconds is 2 plus, that is 9.128 na acceleration times time na 3. So, this is equal to 29.384. Okay, 29.384 feet per second. O, check natin sa choices kung meron ito. 29.384. Okay, so sa choices natin, it is rounded to letter C, 29.4 feet per second. That is problem number 29. Letter C yung sagot natin. Okay, problem number 30. The bus B has a weight of 15,000 pounds and is traveling to the right at 5 feet per second. Meanwhile, a 3,000 pound car A traveling at 4 feet per second to the left. If the vehicles crash head-on and become entangled, determine their common velocity just after a collision. So, ito yung law of conservation of momentum. Okay, meron tayong dalawang cases sa ganito. Yung first case, for example, dalawang object, before sila magbanggahan, yung kanilang mga velocity is B1, B2. So, after collision, kapag nag-collide at nagdikit, they will move as 1. So, yung B1 prime or yung velocity ni 1 after collision, equal na lang kay B sub 2 prime or simply equal to B prime. Since nagdikit, they will move as 1. Gagalaw sila na parang isa. Yung second case naman natin, for example, meron tayong dalawang object na magkukulide. Initial velocities nila ay B1, B2. So, for example, magkukulide. After collision, nag-collide, then after nun is mag-separate. So, for example, ito, babalik sa kanan, that is B sub 2 prime. Yung isa naman is babalik sa kaliwa, that is B1 prime. Ito naman yung case, na hindi pareho yung velocity nila after collision. So, yung case 1, ang equation dyan is mass 1 B1 plus mass 2 B2 is equal to, kapag nagdikit, combined masses. M1 plus M2, tapos isa na lang yung kanilang velocity, that is B prime. Yung case 2 naman, ang equation niya is mass 1 B1 plus mass 2 B2 is equal to, magsa-separate after collision. So, meron kang mass 1 B1 prime plus mass 2 B2 prime. So, sa problem 30, anong case ito? Sabi niya sa problem, entangled. Okay, which means, okay, case 1 tayo. Okay, gamitin natin, case 1. So, this is yung mass 1. Okay, yung mass 1 is equal to 15,000 pounds. Okay, yung kanyang B1 is equal to, velocity niya is 5 feet per second. Yung mass number 2 is equal to 3,000 pounds. Tapos yung kanyang velocity is equal to 4 feet per second. Kailangan nyo ring maging sensitive sa sign convention. Pwede nating i-assume na kapag yung velocity ay pakanan, that is a positive velocity. Kapag pakaliwa, this is a negative velocity. So, negative yung 4. Since, okay, sabi niya sa problem, that is, okay, to the left. So, i-compute natin. This is case 1. Yung case 1 natin is mass 1 B1 plus mass 2 B2 is equal to combined masses M1 plus M2 since entangled, common velocity after collision. So, this is 15,000 pounds multiplied by 5 feet plus 3,000 pounds multiplied by negative 4 since pakaliwa yun. Equal to combined masses, that is 15,000 plus 3,000, okay, multiplied by the common velocity, the B prime. So, ano yung velocity nila after collision? That is equal to 15,000 times 5. Then this is minus 3,000 times 4 equals, so answer divided by yung sum ng mass sa kabila, 15,000 plus 3,000. So yung nakuha ko dito is 3.5. So 3.5 feet per second. Kung positive yung lumabas na value, okay, kung mapapansin nyo naman, positive 3.5, ibig sabihin, pakanan. Yung direction nila after collision is to the right. So choices natin, it is letter C, 3.5 feet per second. Okay, dito tayo sa problem 31 to 33. Water drops from a faucet at the rate of 5 drops per second. Considering 2 consecutive drops of water, so, magko-consider daw tayo ng first 2 drops. So, let's say ito yung una, number 1, then yung second. Okay, so parang mag-imagine tayo dito, di ba? Pag may droplet of water na lalabas sa faucet, parang stationary muna siya, then saka mahuhulog. So, i-assume natin dito na yung initial velocity ng lahat ng mahuhulog na droplets ay 0. Parang free falling bodies analysis. Okay, question number 31. Okay, which of the following gives the position of the first drop with respect to the outlet of the faucet if it has attained at a velocity of 3 meters per second? So, position, based din sa choices, ay gano'n nakalayo yung first drop mula dun sa gripo. Sabihin ko na lang, 1/8. Kung yung velocity nito, let's say, final velocity ng first drop is equal to 3 meters per second. So, hinahanap lang natin yung distance. Okay, ano yung equation na gagamitin natin dito? Okay, so, we have, yung ginagamit natin sa horizontal motion, ito yung parang b sub 2 squared equal to b1 squared plus 2as. The b sub 2 is equal to b sub 1 plus a times t. Then, s is equal to b1t. Okay, plus 1/2 a times the time squared. So, pareho lang naman yung gagamitin natin sa vertical motion. So, kapag meron na tayo, pag nag-consider na tayo ng vertical motion, ang gagamitin lang natin is b sub 2 squared equal to b1 squared plus 2 times acceleration due to gravity nga lang yung gagamitin. And yung distances is h. Sa ibang libro, gumagamit sila ng y. And yung second equation, ito yung b sub 2 equal to b sub 1 plus g times t. Yung third equation, instead of s, okay, pwede tayong gumamit ng y or h equal to b1t plus 1/2 the acceleration due to gravity times the time squared. So, almost the same lang. Mag-iba lang yung acceleration na gagamitin natin. And yung distance, minsan h or minsan y. Yung sign convention dito, pwedeng negative yung g kapag upward. Slowing down kasi kapag isang object is pataas. Speed up naman, bumibilis yung kanyang velocity kapag pababa. So, yan yung ating sign convention. Okay, based sa given, okay, ano yung pinaka-useful na equation for problem 31? Okay, so for problem 31, since naghahanap lang tayo ng h at 0 yung v1, ang pinaka-useful is yung first equation. Ito yung final velocity squared. The final velocity squared is equal to the initial velocity squared, okay, plus 2g, 2gh. Okay, for this problem, initial velocities are equal to 0 pag free-falling bodies. Okay, so mag-substitute tayo. This is equal to, okay, 3, final velocity ng first drop squared equal to 0 plus twice acceleration due to gravity, 9.81 meters per second squared. So, ito yung ating 8 sub 1. So, ano yung value na yan? That is 3 squared divided by twice of 9.80, okay, 81. Yung lumabas dito is 0.459, 0.4559 meter. Okay, check natin sa choices. Okay, so nasa millimeters nga lang ito, yung mga nasa choices natin. 0.459 multiplied by 1,000 para maging millimeter is 459 millimeters. Okay, so sa choices natin, it is for number 31, okay, letter B, 459 millimeters. Okay, question number 32. Which of the following gives the position of the second drop with respect to the water outlet of the faucet if the first drop attained a velocity of 3 meters? Okay, so parang ito nga yung setup natin. Kung yung first drop ay may velocity na 3 meters per second, gaano na kalayo yung second drop mula dun sa gripo? So let's say 8 sub, okay, 8 sub 2. Okay, kunin muna natin yung time. Ano ba yung time ni first drop? Okay, kunin natin yung equivalent ng time number 1. So let's say this is t sub 1. Okay, paano natin kukunin yung time? Okay, alin sa tatlong equation yung magagamit natin? Okay, this is for problem 32. Okay, for problem number 32, kunin muna natin yung time number 1. Okay, yung time travel nung first drop. So, alin sa tatlong equation yung useful dito? Pwede natin gamitin yung second. Yung second equation is the b sub 2 equal to b sub 1 plus g times t. Since b1 is 0. b sub 2 ng first drop is 3 meters per second. b sub 1 is 0 plus acceleration due to gravity is 9.81 times the time. So, sabihin natin, time number 1. Dahil kinukuha natin yung time ng first drop. So, that is the same as 3 divided by 9.81. So, yung time travel niya, sabihin ko na lang, that is 0.306 second. Okay? So, narating nung first drop, yung velocity, or na-attained niya yung velocity na 3 meters per second after 0.306 second. Okay, yung time number 1 natin, okay, time number 1 is 0.306 second. Okay, paano natin gagamitin ito para makuha yung h number 2? So, ano ba yung time difference? Yung time difference ng dalawang drop. So, sabihin ko na lang delta ay delta t. Diba, paglabas ng isang drop, paglabas ng first drop, gaano katagal bago sumunod yung second drop? Dito natin gagamitin yung given na 5 drops per second. So, mula dyan, sa 5 drops per second, kung i-consider natin yung time, the time per drop, that is equal to 1 drop divided by yung rate. Meron tayong rate kasi na given, 5 drops per second. So, basically, that is the same as 1 over 5. Anong 1 over 5? That is 0.2. Cancel na natin yung drop. 0.2 second kada isang drop. So, yung time difference is delta t. Ito yun. So, yung delta t is equal to 0.20 second. Yun yung pagitan nilang dalawa. Okay, so ulitin lang natin. Paglabas ng isang drop, after 0.2 second, saka susunod yung second drop. Okay, makukuha na natin yung time number 2 dito. So, ito yung, let's say, t sub, okay, t sub 2. Paano kunin si t sub 2? Okay, paano natin kukunin yung t sub 2? Yung t sub 2 ay equal yun sa time number 1 minus yung delta t. Okay, yung time difference bago sumunod yung pangalawa. So, yung time number 2 natin, ano yung time ni number 1? Kung na-attain na niyo yung velocity na 3 meters per second. Iyon yung 0.306 second. Then, minus, after 0.2 second, saka susunod yung pangalawang drop. So, this is t is equal to let's say 0.306 minus 0.2 is equal to 0.106 second. Okay, may time travel na yung second drop. Okay, yung time travel ng second drop is equal to 0.106 second. Okay, paano natin kukunin yung kanyang height, the h sub 2? Alin sa tatlong equation yung useful for question number 32? Okay, kung question number 32, take note, this is for the second drop. Second drop, initial velocity niya 0 din. Meron siyang time travel, time number 2, na 0.106. Inahanap natin yung kanyang height. Okay, for the second drop. Alin sa tatlo yung pinaka-useful? Okay, ang pinaka-useful dito is yung third. Okay, the third equation. So, ito yung h. Okay, ito yung h is equal to initial velocity time plus 1/2 acceleration due to gravity times the time squared. Kasi ang involved is h tapos time. And madali lang ito kasi initial velocity naman is 0. Okay, so mag-substitute na tayo. This is, we have, hinahanap natin yung height. Yung height na yun is the h sub 2. Initial velocity is 0 plus 1/2. Acceleration due to gravity is 9.81. Time travel is 0.106 squared. So, h sub 2 is equal to, okay, ito yung 0.5 times 9.81. Okay, multiplied by yung time niya na 0.106 squared. That is equal to 0.055 meter. Pero yung mga nasa choices is millimeters. 0.055 kung meter, kung gagawin natin mm, that is the same as 55 millimeters. Okay, ito na yung sagot natin sa 32. Check natin sa choices. Okay, 32, 55 millimeters. Okay, that is letter D. Okay, 55 mm. Question number 33. Which of the following gives the distance between the first two consecutive drops if the first drop has attained a velocity of 3 meters? So, yung hinahanap lang natin dito sa number 33 is yung distance ng dalawang drop. So, sabihin ko na lang, okay, that is delta H. Yung difference nung dalawa. Madali lang naman yun. For number 33. So, sa 33, that is yung delta H Yung delta H is simply equal to h sub 1 minus h sub 2. Yung difference sa position nila. So, h sub 1 kanina is 459 millimeters minus h sub 2 is 55 millimeters. So, we have delta H is equal to 400, that is 404 mm. Okay, check natin sa choices kung meron tayong 404. And that is letter C. Okay, 404 millimeters. Yun na yung sagot natin sa 31 to 33. So, ito yung ating solution. Kumbaga, yung topic na to is more on the analysis of free-falling bodies. Okay, problem 34. A spring with a normal length of 30 centimeters is attached to a block 2 kilogram mass. If the spring is stretched by 15 cm, or yun yung sabihin natin na delta, 15 centimeters, determine the initial acceleration of the block when released. Assume a spring constant equal to 200 newtons per meter. So, hinahanap lang natin dito yung spring yung acceleration upon release. I-recall lang natin, anong equivalent ng spring constant? Yun yung K. That is basically equal to the force divided by the deformation. So, kung hahanapin natin, for example, yung equivalent ng force, that is the spring constant multiplied by the deformation. Yung deformation natin dito is the same as 0.15 meter. Kunin natin yung equivalent force upon release. That is the spring constant given na 200 newtons per meter. Yung deformation niya is, or yung stretch ng spring is 15 centimeters or 0.15 meter. So, we have an equivalent force equal to, what is 0.15 of 200? Is that 30 newtons? Okay, 0.15 times 200 is equal to 30. That's equal to, we have 30 newtons. Okay, paano natin kukunin yung acceleration if we have a force? From the second law of motion by Newton, the force is equal to the mass times the acceleration. Ano yung given na mass ng object na na-attach? That is 2 kilograms. So this is 30 newtons. Ano equivalent ng newtons? Okay, the kilogram meter per second squared. Equal to the mass, that is 2 kilograms. Then, kinocompute natin dito yung acceleration. So obviously, yung acceleration, canceling kilogram, is simply 30 divided by 2. 30 over 2 is, that is 15 meters per second squared. So, ito yung sagot natin. Okay, for problem number 34, 15 meters per second squared, that is letter B. Okay, problem 35. Sabi niya dito, a 1.2 tons car moving with a velocity of 30 kilometers per hour bumps the rear of a 1.8 tons car moving in the same direction at 20 kilometers per hour. If the bumpers get locked, determine their velocities after collision. So, yung parang illustration natin, ito yun. So, they are moving in the same direction. So, ito yung case na magdidikit yung dalawang object, then magkakaroon ng common velocity after collision. So, yung equation natin for this case is yung mass 1, B1 plus mass 2, B2 is equal to get lock, nagdikit, mass 1 plus mass 2, they will move as 1. Isa na lang yung kanilang velocity. So, this is 1.2 tons times 30 plus 1.8 tons times 20 is equal to 1.2 plus 1.8 multiplied by the common velocity. So, what is their common velocity after collision? Okay, that is 1.2 times 30 plus the 1.8 multiplied by 20. So this is divided by the sum of 2, 1.2 plus 1.8. That is equal to, we have 24 kilometers per hour. or their final velocity after a collision. So sa choices for number 35, we have letter B, that is 24 kilometers per hour. So this will be our solution for problem 34 and 35.